Oh, let me backtrack. Did you do any internships while you were in college?
Yes, I did do one at Johnson&Johnson.
Okay. Like to share that experience with us?
Sure. It was, I mean, I don't know that I have much to say because the work that I was doing, I don't even really know if I understood it. But I think that is just an intern thing. It's like you're only there for a short period of time. They're not going to give you a major project. So the stuff that they give you is like little crappy stuff anyway. So I was just like, but the cool thing about it was just understanding the company and even the company structure, like how corporations work. That was probably the biggest lesson that I learned from my internship, the hierarchy of things and just the difference of how the leaders make of the organization, especially the company that I work for, like, and it's no shade to my internship, but there's some organizational things that happen in my internship that I don't have to deal with, you know, in the role that I'm in now. So it's just interesting to see the differences. The way culture really does matter. Like when you're picking a company to spend 40 hours a week working for, you want to make sure that their culture matches and aligns with how you see your life going. Like if you want to be working 80 hours out of that 40 hours, then, you know, cool. But if you want to actually have time to have a work-life balance, those are things that need to come up in the conversation.
Definitely. Yeah, the more companies you work at, you'll see the differences, and that's why sometimes you'll see once they bring in some, you know, new blood, younger people or fresh ideas, you know, you'll start to see the culture turn around slowly but surely. That definitely helps. And I also feel on their work-life balance. I also feel like a lot of companies now are getting to the point where as long as you do the stuff you need to do that day, they really aren't too concerned about what you're doing the whole day, as long as the important stuff is done. And I think that's great, because a lot of times back in the day, they'll try to base it off of, you know, per hour or you're working like this or whatever. But it's really more so, hey, you need me to do these things. Like, just pay me for what I do, because we already know how much money I make you. So it really doesn't matter. As long as I do what I got to do, we should be good to go. But so the Johnson & Johnson internship, that was your only internship? Or
yeah.
Okay. And that was that like the summer before like your last year? Okay. Because I was going to ask if you I know some people have did like multiple internships during college, or they did the same internship like every summer until like they graduated and stuff.
Well, keep in mind I changed my major, so I didn't, like, even if I had an internship, it would have been in something I don't even know what. I probably couldn't even think of what I would get an internship in, and I probably needed one. But I think once I had that realization, because that was a big thing for me, like in school, I was like, I definitely need an internship before I leave, because that work experience matters. It really just does. But it really does. Oops, sorry, my dog down here over here kicking him. But yeah, definitely that work experience is better. And even like people who don't want to go to school, like work experience is always better, I think.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the problem that is pretty much troubling, you know, people as either entry level or whatever, is them like, okay, you got an entry level job, that's BS, because somebody in HR said you need 4 years of experience to do an entry level job, which you don't. And now you're telling the people, oh, well, you're cool, but you don't have enough experience. And the person in college is like, well, how do I get experience without getting a job? And it's been an ongoing cycle. I'm starting to see HR kind of change a lot of job descriptions because they realize they're unrealistic.